Now, our figures just in. India's Statistics Office estimates economic growth in fiscal 2021-2022 at 9.2%. That misses the 9.5% expansion that was forecast in a Bloomberg poll and is also short of the projection by the central bank. Ishan Garg joins us live now. Ishan, those economic growth numbers telling the story of a healthy rebound for the Indian economy, but the wave of Omicron infections sweeping through the country could put the brakes on growth in the months ahead.
Yes, absolutely, that's true. And once you actually look at the numbers, it tells a story of growth, but a growth that is not equal across sectors. If we break down the numbers, we see that the government is expecting a GDP growth of about 12% in key sectors like manufacturing and 12% again in other sectors like tourism and industry. But once we look at the impact that these two sectors have had because of COVID-19 in the past few years, while manufacturing may actually fare well with a 12% growth because it was not hit as badly as other sectors like tourism and hospitality with a 12% growth will still be doing very poorly and be in the red, even despite making some progress in the next few months. And of course, their conditions totally depend on the rise of Omicron cases. Now, authorities in the country have said that they are not in the view of imposing lockdowns, at least over the weekdays, because they don't want the manufacturing activity to stop. But because as cases rise and India's tally grows further, there are sectors like tourism and hospitality, they will continue to be hit the worst. And at this time, the government certainly predicts that it's going to have a fruitful year for the economy going forward. But the challenges that come with COVID-19, they can only be done away by ramping up vaccination, so the experts say.
Yeah, but curfews and lockdowns are going into effect this weekend to contain Omicron, and it comes as the government is finalizing its latest budget. So what can we expect in terms of assistance for businesses?
Well, as far as the considerations for the budget go, this is really the first step for the government towards making that budget possible. And what today's figures also reveal that while the government is looking at the real GDP numbers of about 9.2%, the nominal GDP has grown by more than 17%. And that's a very handsome growth as it is. But experts are pointing out that the reason behind it is that the inflation rate in the country has grown by a massive margin. The wholesale price index grew by roughly 10% in the past 2 months, which was highest in the past 20 odd years. So inflation is certainly going to be at the top of the government's mind when it's carving out the budget in the next month. Secondly is going to be how it can support businesses that now direly need government assistance, especially, as I pointed out earlier, in the hospitality and the tourism industry. Along with that, telecom, several experts are pointing out, is one industry that will need government support. It's unclear in what form. So going forward, manufacturing seems like going to be, manufacturing and farming rather, going to be two strong pillars of the Indian economy, while others like telecom and tourism will need some government support.
Well, thanks for that, Ishan Garg in New Delhi.